breaking news.
Oh.
Within the last moment, and you are finding this out as I am. We're going to have to put the tweet on the screen because I haven't seen it. I've just been told in my ear what it is. I am being told that Tom Brady has announced that he is retiring from football for good. He tweeted out a video in which he says that. This is literally, I am literally being told this in my ear as we speak, so I can fill in no further detail because I don't have it, but I am told that there is and we can, Cindy, come back out to everybody here because let's just get everyone, particularly Teddy, because that's obviously enormous news. I think generally speaking, most of us thought, Diana, if you want to run off and make phone calls, I will understand and come back and give us whatever you can get. This is literally being told to me as we go that Tom Brady has released a video in which he says he is retiring for good. Fink and David, am I getting that right? I mean, that's the information that I have. Teddy Bruschi, you were his teammate a long time. I know you consider him one of your closest friends. What is your initial reaction to this news, which we are literally getting as we speak?
I guess my initial reaction is, why didn't I believe him when he told me? Every single time that we spoke, whether it was on air or off air, about, dude, I'm going to play until I'm 45. Retired. I'm going to play till I'm 45. When I'm 45, that's it. And I didn't think he'd make it even to 45. And so those type of conversations that are going through my mind right now when he finally announces this, that, okay, I guess he was serious the entire time. So, yeah, I think the league is going to be different now without the standard being there at the quarterback position. I think that, man, it's not shocking, but still, you never know it's coming. I know we had the whole thing last year also that he was retiring and then he came back. Is this real? I think it's absolutely real if he's saying this is time. I mean, 45 years old, what he's done has been absolutely incredible. I know he didn't want to end this way. I know he would rather have ended with a deeper run in the playoffs. But I think his whole belief of the next championship, okay, the best championship is always the next one. And I think now he can finally sort of look back and say that all of them were great and they were all his favorites. So, I mean, it's something that, we're all going to miss watching him play, but I congratulate him on such a fantastic career, and I'm happy for my friend.
All right, that's well said. Diana jumped up and made phone calls and came back. We're going to get to you in a second, but I'm told we have the video so we can play it. This is Tom Brady on his own social media making this announcement within the last 5 minutes or so. Let's play it.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. I think you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Well, you can see the emotion there. Again, Teddy, you know him well. Talk to me. What did you just see?
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch too, because if I sort of want to be right there and be a friend for him and give him a hug and tell him congratulations to his face, but you just know how much it meant to him to compete for a championship, and that was always what it was. It was just competing to win a championship with a team. That's what it was for him all the time, and I'm sort of emotional myself right now, because to see him like that, I've been in conversations with him like that when I've been face to face with him, and he's overcome with emotion. It's just about either the joy or the pain or everything that we went through together when he was, a teammate of mine at the New England Patriots, and ever since then, just the love that he had for all of his teammates was always immense. And I think you can see that in that video right there, how much the game of football meant to him, and to walk away from it. Of course, he's short-worded there because, hey, I did this last year. I'm not going to do this again and get all emotional. But that's my buddy right there, and congratulations to him. And Tommy, I love you.
We have plenty of extra time now, I'm being told, so stay with us here. We're not taking a break. We are going to go through here for a bit with the enormous news that Tom Brady has announced, and you just saw it there a moment ago in a brief but emotional video, that he is retiring from professional football. I'll say quickly, and then I want all the members of the group here to chime in. That's more important. I've been I've covered sports for 30 years, and I've been a fan of the sport for 50 years. And Tom, it was a privilege to document your career. There was, despite the fact that I literally never rooted for your team in any game that you ever played, there is no player I've ever seen that I admired more. There's no player who I thought was more dedicated to being as great as he could be than Tom Brady was throughout. And we talked about players who never cheated the game. I feel like this conversation just came up. Oh, LeBron James, Jalen was talking about how LeBron has never cheated the game. You want to talk about not cheating the game. Tom Brady did absolutely everything he could and then some to make himself what he is, which is on the very short list of the greatest players in the history of North American professional sports, and probably well beyond that, and an icon, and will be one for life. So it was a privilege to follow and watch and document everything he has done from the moment he first stepped foot on that field. Now, Diana, you jumped up and ran out of the room and were making calls and whatnot. Is there anything more you can add?
Yeah, I was just trying to reach out to people around the league, how they heard, if he made anything formal with the Tampa Bay Bucks to let them know. And the sense I'm getting is Tom just made this decision. He just made the video. And obviously watching that video, I don't think that was something that you make 1, 2, 3 different tries. That looked like as raw as it comes, and last year when he retired for those few days, it really never felt real as much as we covered it and as much as he put together the essay and people in the know and everyone that was close to him said, this is it. It just didn't. This feels as real as it's ever been. And you take a look back at his life professionally and personally in the last year, and it seemed like it was an uphill battle. It was a challenge. Our Jeff Darlington did an incredible essay about this over the weekend and basically said everybody needs to just give Tom Brady some space right now as he tries to gather his emotions and thoughts and figure out what he wants to do next with his personal life being very difficult and challenging as we've seen. He lost weight this last year. These are all little nuggets that Jeff had reported, and just really emphasizing how hard this year was. And I'm sure this year did not go the way he thought this was going to play out when he decided to come out of retirement to give it another go. And we know how difficult this has been. When we watched the man in the arena, you and I discussed this a bunch of times, the emotion that he shared, the transparency about how the demons that he fights in his head that he was hoping not to pass on to his children, the passion he has, and that this was something that has made him great, but also became the worst thing for him in the same way. So that video, I've seen a lot of retirement videos over the last few years, especially with social media. That one will be the most memorable one I think I'll ever see.
David, am I getting this right? It was 1 year ago today that he announced that retirement the first time. So 1 year ago today, he announced the retirement that, Diana, I agree with you, just never quite felt right. This feels entirely different. Dominique, what are your thoughts?
No, I mean, it's hard to talk about a career like this without falling into cliche, because the cliches are built around things like this. This is it. This is the end of an era. It's an end of an era for professional football. And so many times with great players, we see them kind of fade away. They go to other teams and they're not quite as good as they were. They're not competitive. And then we kind of have a slow goodbye. Tom Brady's always been competitive. Even up until last year, they were in the playoffs. It wasn't a great team, but he wasn't bad. He was still near the top of the league as far as the raw numbers are concerned. So to have him leave does feel like an end of an era. And to the point you were making about him dealing with the demons and whatever, I think often about how nothing is free and everything has a price. And as great as his career was, you have to assume that there was a commensurate price on the other side that he paid. And we all benefited from that for the entertainment. Some of us, Mike, I'm sorry, had to suffer.
That's what sports are about, though. That's what makes sports great. He kicked my team's butt for 20 years, and it was a privilege to watch him do it, yeah.
Can I just tell you, the feeling right now here on the desk, because we're all having a conversation, we all love the sport. I feel sadness right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. This isn't a celebratory retirement.